What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Dust and Elysian Tale. Today we continue our way through, what's this area called? The Glade. In search of whatever the heck we're actually searching for.
It's really
as
up here.
Nondescript as that actually is.
So, any idea where we are?
The Glade.
Maybe hoping you could tell me.
I'm the dude with no memories.
I seem to have dropped all my detailed maps and navigational equipment, chasing after a crazy flying sword.
I'm sorry I got you mixed up in this fidget.
Well, you
Not
should be.
really.
Taking my sword, getting me in trouble.
You know, now that I think about it, this isn't the first time I've seen this view. I've stood here before, in this very spot.
Well, assumedly you had to get here somehow.
The village at the base of these cliffs?
It's hard to make out from here. We'll need to drop down to the valley floor if we want to get any closer.
There's kind of a cave in the way of my view.
Proceed as you wish, Dust.
Yeah, man, you can't tell me what to do, sword. Die, goblin scum! Unfortunately, there isn't really a reliable source that I know of, at least in-game, for discovering the names of all these bad guys. One thing that might be worth mentioning is that depending on what difficulty you're playing on, save points can actually heal you when you step into them. I know that when I was playing on normal, if I had below 50% health, the save point would start healing me. So I'm not sure if I get any healing on veteran mode. I'm not sure how the save point heals work on any mode other than normal at this point. So, but it's a thing that can happen sometimes, maybe a little bit. Isn't there a guy back there? One of the things about this game is as you're killing guys, they tend to kind of fly all over the place. And if you're like me, sometimes you can get a little paranoid about picking up all the items that they drop. Because if they like fly like a bajillion miles away and then they die up in the air, then like where they drop their stuff. But a good way, if you're kind of paranoid about that, to get around it is, you can see there's a coin over there. If I use the dust storm, it actually pulls the coin over to me. I don't necessarily pick it up right away, but if there's something like way over here and I use the dust storm, then it's going to pull it over to me. So after clearing out a large group of enemies, if they've scattered a particularly far distance, then it can be a good idea to use the dust storm just to make sure that you get all the coins that are, and other items for that fact, that are coming your way. Obviously, it's not the end of the world if you lose out on a couple gold, but like I said, I tend to be kind of paranoid about this stuff, so it's good to keep in mind. There we got some blueprints. So I mentioned last episode how we have a crafting system in this game. We have all these materials here, and to use those, we have to find the materials, or not the materials, but the blueprints for the items that we need to make. And looking at this, we actually found ourselves a set of armor, a cotton vest. So that's cool and stuff. And we leveled up again. Okay. So, I think this point is going to go... let's put it into attack. I tend to favor projectiles myself, but in this early game, projectiles don't tend to be quite as good. So, focusing on attack is a little bit better. Just for pure damage output. Obviously, projectiles are only doing 1 damage a hit right now. Being as there's so many hits, they can still be useful, but it's still 1 damage a hit. Can I not walk through this thing? So, that little glowy orb gave us the aerial dust storm that I talked a little bit about last episode. And so that opens up a lot of options for us. In particular, my favorite is the fact that you can use the projectile dust storm combo while you're in the air. And I really like that combo. Also, we can see here one of the things about the aerial dust storm is that if there's an enemy above you, you can use the dust storm to go up real high. And that comes into a play in some places. But the danger with the aerial dust storm is that just like the normal dust storm, you can kind of wear yourself out. You can see as we do this, dust is turning red and the screen is shaking a little bit. So if you do it too much, we end up getting hurt.
What was that? Did you just hit yourself?
Dust, you must take care. Even the greatest of swordsmen cannot maintain the dust storm for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll try to be more careful.
Keep an eye on your color. If you start turning red and the screen begins to shake, you're close to losing it.
Alrighty then. So that's something to be mindful of. But in general, using the aerial dust storm tends to be kind of my favorite way of doing things. With big groups like this, it's pretty handy for... it's a good way of kind of doing lots of damage without putting yourself in too direct danger of actually getting hit. It works a little bit better when our projectiles are stronger, because obviously it relies a fair bit on the projectiles to do the damage for you. And it's just a good way of kind of distributing your projectiles among the enemies that are like farther away. That are like maybe on the opposite end or the middle of the group that you're facing off against. So that's a strategy that's going to come into play more as we go on, but for now I think it's pretty handy as well. I'll probably end up using it just out of habit more than anything else. So we got ourselves another chest here. Got some form of like antler thing. Ah, a pendant. So that gives us a little bit more stats as well, so that's handy. Now this is a pillar that we can't actually break. We need something explosive to deal with that. And here we have the first shop.
Somebody in there?
Whatever it is, it's got glowing evil eyes of evil.
A merchant lies in wait.
Oh, it's just a merchant.
His appearance frighten you? I sense he only wishes to assist in our journey.
Psh, I wasn't frightened. Just surprised at the, savings. Come on, let's talk to him.
I'm sure there's tons of savings.
I've been expecting you, stranger.
Really?
Who are you?
Merely a friend with many wares for sale. Shall we conduct business?
Okay. So, we have a whole bunch of stuff that we can purchase, and if we press X, we can switch to sell mode. Can you really sell stuff that you have equipped? Oh yeah, it says currently equipped on the left, okay. Now, one of the biggest things that you need sell mode for is, you can see there's a check mark beside some of the materials here. So whenever you sell a material to the shopkeeper here, that item becomes cataloged. And what that means is that if we press the X again, these are the materials that we can buy. You'll notice that they're all the same materials that have question marks next to them. So by selling stuff to this guy, it unlocks the ability to later buy more of that same thing from him. So you want to try and catalog every item. Now, for certain things, like he's got a limited stock, so as soon as we sell a cataloged item to him, he doesn't have like unlimited that we can buy, but as time goes by, the store will restock itself, and that's a good way to get more of items that you need more of, usually for crafting, especially when it comes to like rare items. So, from the very first chest, I believe, we got a revival stone. I personally prefer to just sell these things, especially early on, because they're worth a lot of gold. What they do is that if you die, they automatically revive you on the spot. But the thing about that is, you don't have enough control over it for my personal taste. So, what usually ends up happening in my experience is you die a stupid death that you don't care about, you waste your revival stone, and when you actually would want it, you don't have it available to you anyways. Obviously, that doesn't really do a whole lot for you. So yeah. So we can buy healing items. We have this currently equipped, so maybe buy a better pendant. Instead of weapons, because we're kind of forced to use the Blade of Aura, we buy augmentations for our weapon. So, pick up a dull whetstone. We've already got a cotton vest. And you can equip 2 rings, so I'll buy 2 of those.
Before you leave, might I propose an offer?
That would depend on the offer.
If I may be so bold, you are not prepared for the journey ahead. I, however, can offer assistance.
Really?
Please, accept this blueprint as a gift. Should you find a blacksmith and the necessary materials, they may be able to craft the item for you. I can offer you materials as well, though I'm not entirely sure what materials this land deems of value. I am not from around here, as I'm sure you've guessed by now. Once you've sold me a new material type, I will be able to restock my store with it. As for your reward, I will pay you a bonus for the first new material you sell me.
Although they still don't sell for that much.
You'll buy them at a high price.
Well, yes. Yes, I will. The materials you've sold me will be quite useful. I'll attempt to restock them as time goes on. I also share my stock with other merchants. With our help, you will save valuable time collecting rarer materials.
Thank you.
Watch your back, my friend.
So, yeah. Oh. I guess that was technically a quest to sell something to the merchant. The weird thing about quests in this game is that, I guess this one's an exception, but oftentimes the reward that you get for them isn't actually experience. So, you can see here we got a blueprint for a light chainmail. Obviously we can't equip the blueprint, but we do want to equip the stuff that we bought. So we're a little bit more powerful now. So, what do we got here? Assumedly down there will lead us forward. We have another explosive barrier here. So what's down here? Some air. Now these are explosive fruits, and you can control where they go using the dust storm. So, usually if you, the best way I find to deal with these is use the normal dust storm to pick them off, and then use the aerial dust storm to kind of guide them where you want to go. They're pretty good at following you. And you don't have to worry about that explosion actually hurting you, if you were wondering. Now, where was the other... The other explosive pillar wasn't on the screen, right? Oh no, it's over there. In that case... And there's an infinite number of these things, so you don't have to worry about, like, using them up or anything. Though some of them, they will have, like, a timer. So after a certain amount of time, they'll just automatically explode. So that's something to watch out for. So, just continue onwards. If you look at your map, you can usually see a little flag on the screen. That indicates where your next goal is. So that can be a good indication of how far along in a certain area you happen to be. Another interesting thing about these little fruit things is that you can actually blow enemies up with them. So that can be handy. Especially at this early point in the game, they do a lot of damage. Although, it can be a little hard to actually hit guys with them, apparently. So, what do we got down here? Ah, another explosive barrier. So, grab our fruit here. Boom! Oh god. those green slime things are really annoying. I hate them so much. But luckily I managed to explode it. So here we have a caged thing.
Get it out!
4 locks. I'll take a wild guess and say we need 4 keys.
Do we have 4 keys? No, we only have 2. So we can't do anything with that quite yet. But we definitely want to keep that place in mind. However, there was another barrier over there, so... Yet another explosive fruit. You can see the timer on it here. Hopefully we can manage it. Oh, there's another fruit right there, so it like wasn't even an issue. Ah, but there's another tunnel area here that we can't access. I guess I made that a little bit harder than it had to be. I don't know why I didn't remember there was the other fruit right there. I walked past it to get to the other one. Well, whatever. One interesting thing that you might not realize right away about the aerial dust storm is that you can actually amplify your projectiles by using the projectiles while you're already using the dust storm. So like if I'm going in the air and then I press the projectile button while I'm in the air, it almost immediately amplifies the projectile. So that can be kind of interesting. I guess it doesn't particularly work that well in this particular situation, but... yeah. So we got an item. I think it was... oh, I never equipped the better pendant. It reduces my luck, but I don't really care all that much about luck. I'm pretty sure luck increases your chance to get items from enemies and maybe critical hits? I got a little rope thing. What was the rope thing? Is it a material? Oh, okay. It's just a wire. Okay. I guess it might be worth mentioning that projectiles do damage without you actually amplifying them, but it doesn't do
Not
much.
a problem at all. Stand back.
Clearly, we can climb the vines.
All right, I've got it. Wait, no. Ah.
Hmm? Or not?
Having some trouble there?
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't get a good enough grip.
Aw, you're just trying to show off. That's sweet. Don't worry about it. I'm sure there's a way to get up there. We'll just come back later.
Well, okay then. Oh god, stay away from me. No, stay away. I'm gonna have to go down there, aren't I? Ah! Ah! Well, that little, like, slowdown thing happened because I attacked at the same time as the green thing, and that caused me to parry its attack. So, thankfully it didn't do all that much to me. The reason I hate those things is they do a fairly large amount of damage, but they also have a deceptively
It's like we're
long
heading in the right
range.
direction.
Be on your guard, Dust. I sense a powerful foe ahead of you.
So, the
Don't
green
worry,
things
Dust.
are
I'll be
really
behind
good at
you
knocking you out of
every step
combos
the way.
and stuff.
Way behind.
Oh god.
It's another one of those spiky slime things!
They're persistent, I'll give them that.
Much as I pity this corrupted beast, now might be a good time to demonstrate the parry technique. Allow it to strike.
What? So, yeah. The nice thing about parrying is it dazes
Hold the
them.
button at the moment of the enemy strike, and you will parry their attack, opening them up for a counterattack.
Timing is crucial, and you must be facing your opponent. And as you can see, a successful parry may also daze your opponent temporarily. Now, put this beast out of its misery.
Will do. Unfortunately, parries in most instances just kind of happen
I see
by
something over
accident.
there.
Ask them if they've got anything to eat.
We're in a bit of a hurry, Fidget. Don't worry, I'll feed you later.
What do you eat, anyways?
But, I would appreciate that. Thanks.
Hello?
Oh, hello! You surprised me there. Don't get many travelers this far out of town.
I can see why.
Sorry about that. It's nice to finally meet a friendly face. So we're getting closer to the village then?
You mean Aurora Village? Yes, it's just beyond those fields to the east. And I think you might be just in time.
Just in time
What
for
do you
what?
mean?
The monster attacks down there have been getting worse. Right before you showed up, I'd swear I heard somebody shouting.
She's right, Dust. I can hear somebody calling for help further down the path.
So what,
Let's
you're
get
just
going.
assuming that I'm gonna help them?
Please hurry. Be careful.
Oh, you're just in time to help whoever it is over there that's getting brutally murdered. So, I guess I'll give them a hand. It's foreboding music. Hey? There.
Help us!
Okay. Well, that's a big guy.
Ah! Look at the size of that thing!
Don't worry, I think I can handle it.
Exercise all you've learned, Dust. Send these foul creatures from this existence.
Okay. Now you can build up a really big combo if you focus on using projectiles against this golem here. But being as they don't do all that much damage, it may not be the best idea. Obviously, he has a lot of health. So, gotta kind of focus on dodging to kind of stay away from his attacks. Luckily, most of them are pretty easy. They're telegraphed pretty well, so if you're paying attention, it shouldn't be too hard to dodge them. Hopefully our combo doesn't break here. Ah, that was close. Come on, combo. Yeah, 490 hit combo.
No, wait! That's not all of them!
What?
Here comes some more!
Two of them at once? That's like cheating or something. Well, we leveled up, so if we're gonna do this, we might as well give Fidget a little bit extra power here. I guess that tripled the amount of damage she does, so that's pretty good. No, I got hit. Obviously, these guys do a fair amount of damage. But the nice thing is, in this game, for the most part at least, as far as I can tell, hits that would kill you in general only bring you down to 1 HP. So, as long as you have some kind of healing item, then you're probably going to be fine. Die, Heathen! Well, that could have gone worse.
Is that it? Did we get all of them?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well done, Dust. You have proven yourself a worthy swordsmaster, and none too soon.
Why?
They weren't so tough. I could probably take on another 4 or 5 of them. You know, if I had to. And Dust was there.
Oh, thank you so much.
What happened here?
I don't know.
Now about
We were
my
out here checking the
reward.
fields when those giants attacked.
We've been having a lot of problems with smaller beasts, but this is the first time a giant has ever come this close to the village.
then the first step of your journey is near its end, Dust. The village lies just ahead.
Alright.
Yes, we arrived. That's great. But what now?
That has not yet been revealed to me. These people are safe, and that is what is important. Let us continue onward.
Will you two be all right?
Yes. I just need a moment to rest. I'm not sure how you did it, but you took down 3 giants single-handedly.
Not a problem. That's what we do. Bringing justice to the weak and defenseless.
Hey, who are you calling weak?
The person who's lying on the ground that I just had to save, maybe? So I am going to use not equip, but use a cupcake to restore my health. And as for the village, we will proceed to Aurora Village on the next episode of Let's Play Dust and Elysian Tale. Catch you later!